Tell me something about your time spent in Croatia. Is this your first time? Do you like Croatia?
No, it's not my first time. We came here several times, most of the time with boats. And we spent a lot of time in the islands. The nice thing is when you go on a boat that you can mix between anchoring in front of a city or anchoring in very remote areas. And in Croatia you can do that perfectly because you have both. You have beautiful cities like Dubrovnik or Split. And then you have these completely, without any human being base, which is beautiful.
Which one do you prefer? Dubrovnik or Split?
Actually, I love Split because it's living. Dubrovnik is perfect. It's like you're in the medieval times. But in Split, you see how people were living through the centuries with the architecture of the ones who were before. And I think that's amazing. That's very rare and unique in the world. Normally, they destroy and build their own. But here, people learn, to take what was there and continue. It's very nice.
Are you going to visit Croatia again?
For sure. No, not maybe. For sure.
For sure.
For sure. It's one of the best places in the world.
Tell me something about your impressions in Dalmatia.
My impressions in Dalmatia is that it's an absolutely stunning region. And it's a bit of a hidden gem that I feel people should hear about, because when you come here, it's not only the stunning nature, but also it's an incredible people that you meet. They're friendly everywhere. I've been the first time to Dalmatia probably 15 years ago, and so much has changed ever since. You have so many new, more modern restaurants and bars, and you have a fun and artsy scene of young people, and it's actually become a lot of fun to come here and also go out and not just enjoy the nature, which has always been there, but the connection of both is very rarely to find.
Why were it coming to Croatia?
It's a bit off the track that people usually go to, and I think it's just maybe unlike some people have the impression, it's a very elegant country. It's a country with just the combination of clear water streams and the salt water and the lush greens, and also the really grey stones of the islands. It's just the combination makes it such a beautiful place.
It's not the first time that I've been here. I was here as a little kid, 12 years old, so it was before all these horrible things happened here. And I always have these wonderful memories. I was on the islands then, and driving around on boats, having this clear water, being afraid of sharks by then because people were telling horrible stories, and then eating tremendous amounts of meat and fish we put out of the water. This was always, this combination of nature and wonderful weather and beautiful people was always something very inspiring. And so it was the first time now that I'm back, actually. And of course, since we are invited by such wonderful people here, we have the best. This river tour is so specific, and I was this morning on the island of Hvar, and it's just wonderful. It's a wonderful, inspiring, beautiful country where I would recommend everybody to go.
We love it. It's our first time in Croatia. We became very good friends with Jure Brekalo in Berlin, and he convinced us that we should go to Croatia. And so we brought this wonderful group of young people here because we thought, Croatia is such a beautiful country and we should introduce it really to our young generation in Germany.
What inspires you about Croatia?
Croatia needs us. We have started so many things, we Germans, and made a mess of things, and people suffered. And now, when it comes to creating something new, it's so important that the people who are behind this creation wish get our support.
Will you recommend to your family and your friends to visit Croatia, and why? What would you tell them about
absolutely.
Croatia?
First of all, of course, the wonderful people. landscape is beautiful, the sea is fantastic, the weather is great, and everything is so nice. A new Croatia that we are happy to have it in the European Union, and we should support it, and we should really come here and make friends with the wonderful Croatians.
This is very, very beautiful. And I've been today. I didn't have a chance to go to Split. My wife went to Split, and she went to the Palace of Diocletian, and she said it was very beautiful. I missed it, but we did a river rafting tour, and I was completely amazed by the landscape. It's very, very beautiful. You know. Also, of course. It was fascinating for me to hear that the movie Winnetou has been shot here, which of course when I was young was an important movie to me. I've actually been here about 25 years ago sailing, when it was still Yugoslavia, and you know, Trogir was beautiful then, the landscape was beautiful, the weather was beautiful, but I really, you know, but Njema was, or you know, that it was a very difficult time. You do always get the same food, and it's changed a lot. I really like it.
Is this your first time in Croatia? What does inspire you about Croatia?
Oh, it is my first time in Croatia, and I started, I started in Zadar, where I landed, and I came to Split, and I find it a beautiful, very excellent surprise. I've been in the Balkans before, but definitely this is one of the corners, the most beautiful ones that I've been so far.
What inspires you about Croatia? Will you recommend you to your family and friends to visit Croatia? What would you tell them about Croatia?
What could I tell to? I mean, I'm just, you know, out of the top of my head, I would say the seaside. You know, I come from a country where we love very much the sea. It's pretty much Atlantic. Here's the Adriatic and the Mediterranean, and the warm welcome that the Croatians give us to foreigners. That is something that I found very lovely.
Comment on trips you had for 2 days.
It was my first time in Croatia. I loved it very much. We have also this same kind of coast sites in Turkey, but it is as beautiful as Turkey. We loved the waterfalls. We have a chance. Also, yesterday we have a time to spend in Dalmatian sites. We have a chance to see Split coast area at the night. It was very lovely. They have some folkloric dances every day. I heard that. It was lovely. At this night I will try to go there and spend some time.
And tell me something about your vacation in Croatia. It didn't last long, but tell me something about your
No, it was short but intense. We had, of course, our meetings, but then we enjoyed a lot, you know, a cruise on the boat. We visited from the outside the old port of Split. And then today we are in this very nice location. And we also had this morning the possibility to choose among different visits. One, it was like more sportive. People went rafting on this river. Some other people went to visit Split and Trogir. And I know some other people went for a Dalmatian cuisine course. And honestly speaking, I myself did not do any of this one. I simply lied on the very nice beach in front of my hotel with my wife and took a very relaxing day.
It's not the first, it's the second time I come to Croatia. I have visited a lovely town, Korčula, for a few days last summer. But this is the first real time in
Croatia.
Yes,
yeah.
And it's lovely. I'm absolutely delighted. Beautiful, beautiful scenery, beautiful setting, and a lot of history.
What will you say to your family or your friends? Why should they visit Croatia?
Because it is very beautiful. It's very natural. It's nearby. It's not a trip from Central Europe. You are part of Europe as well. Central Europe, let's say. You're here in only 2 hours, less than 2 hours. It's very easy. And it's a lot of culture, a lot of history. It's close to the Central European countries.
Tell me something about your experience in Croatia, your impressions about Croatia, about the sea, about the time you spent here.
Yeah, I was very sad at first because some of my friends went sailing here some years ago and I couldn't go because I was sick. So I was very happy when I heard that this trip was here, and I could finally come to the country. This is my first time in Croatia. Beautiful landscape and nice weather. Of course, the first thing that comes to your mind is I want to spend some free time here, I want to do nice things. But I guess that doesn't contradict that, I mean, people living here can I mean, of course, if they can spend their energy in promoting tourism, that's good. But of course, tourism is a very tricky field sometimes. So if you can find some other fields of where you can go get active.
Tell me something about your time spent in Croatia. Do you like it? Is your first time here?
I was in Croatia before, but it's my first time here in Split. And I like the country very much. It's very beautiful, the landscapes. I like the people, great hospitality. The food is great. And as a matter of fact, the landscape is very familiar to Germans because the most famous movie Winnetou with Indians and cowboys was shot in this landscape, and every child and every grown-up German has seen that movie, so from the 1970s. So I'm happy to be here to see this landscape. But being here and treated so nicely is also a very nice compensation for one of the biggest humiliations we experienced in 1998. Germany was kicked out of the World Cup in the quarterfinal 3-0 against Croatia. That was a huge humiliation for us, and we take it as a compensation for that humiliation to be treated so nicely here.
But tell me something about Croatia as a destination. Do you think that is a holiday destination or it can offer more?
It is. Most Germans know Croatia as a holiday destination because Germans like the sun and the mountains and the ocean, so we like to spend our vacation here. But on our first evening here we had a lecture by a very famous Croatian scientist, and he explained us about forensic science, and he also gave us some data, and I think Croatia has a big potential in research and innovation, and I think that would be a very good way to diversify Croatia's economy and become one of the powerhouses of the European economy.
When I came to Croatia, I just knew that my parents loved Croatia. So, and I always wondered, what is Croatia all about? So now, after getting 3 days impression, the first impression about Croatia and about Split, I have to say that this is a beautiful country. It's an inspiring country, which has so much nice nature, which is just beautiful and which just let you lean back and enjoy the view and enjoy Croatia. And the people are so open and so nice that I definitely will return.
When?
When will I return? Well, I'm considering probably either end of this year or next year. So it is something I need to see how all the schedules work out. As I just removed from Shanghai back to Europe, so and I have a lot of things to do these days. So, but once I have a little bit more time, living in Munich now, Croatia is so nearby, so it's definitely worth a visit, and definitely I will come back very soon.
What will you tell to your friends about Croatia? Why will you recommend them to come here?
Well, during our boat trip, I was leaning back and I was just enjoying the view. And what I realized, on the one hand, Croatia has all the enjoyable things nearby. So I did the diving today, then we did the boat trip afterwards, and then I saw these people, swinging from one mountain to another mountain. And to my mind it came in immediately that it's kind of Walt Disney for the grown-ups. So it is something, you can enjoy your life, and you can enjoy the nature. And this was something which really impressed me, and this definitely touched my heart.
shall return.